Hey, this is Steve.
Jeff?
Andrew.
Ryan?
Yeah, welcome to Live from MIdgar. This is episode 46. We're here on a Saturday night. We just got out from playing an event at Geeky. We had 8 people. This is pretty much the prelude to the last tournament of the season at Geeky.
Next week is a double XP, right?
Yep, that is correct. And there are like 5 or 6 people gunning it for the first place, I believe. With Terrell winning tonight, getting first place, he is going to be in the definitive lead with 3 points ahead of the next person. I think that's correct. 3 or 2 points. So Terrell got first place today. Second place went to
Me.
Ryan Chun.
Yeah.
And third place was Peter Kim. And fourth place was Jeff Curran. And the rest of the people don't matter. Andrew.
Listen, okay, so I have a chance as long as everyone else does bad or something nasty happens to them.
You gonna kill him?
Not me.
Oh,
Obviously,
okay.
someone I
else.
hire.
You're gonna hire someone. Okay.
I'll get my hands dirty now.
No blood in your hands. All right.
No.
So I wanted to talk about some of the decks. Obviously, Terrell and Peter is not here, but we have at least 2 of the people who made it to the top 4, who got top 4. Ryan, you were actually running something a little bit different, obviously, from what you usually play. So can you tell us about your deck a little bit and how you felt about it and stuff like that?
I was playing Mono Earth Arden deck. It was pretty much the same deck as this one Japanese player at one of the other Crystal Cups. The point of the deck is, you recycle backups with the new Banga and like Mythilia, and if you ever drop a forward, they risk hitting into Yojimbo Titan fighting cards.
Robon.
Yeah. Robon.
Cool.
Yeah.
The Crystal Cup in Japan, like a Masters, or was it a Japanese dude that flew all the way to?
He flew to Singapore or Thailand.
Oh.
So
Okay, that's
I
interesting.
believe he got top 4
Oh,
with the deck.
think
yeah,
that was
I remember which one you're talking about.
So he did pretty well with that deck.
Yeah, he did top 4 with
Top 4 with the deck.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right.
It wasn't Singapore. I think it was the water one. I remember there was a Mono Earth deck that did really well. Got top 8.
Yeah, it looked very interesting. I was watching. Ryan Chen was actually streaming, I believe, for the first match or the second.
I
First
played
match.
Jeff. I played against Jeff first
Yeah,
match.
it was very interesting, and yeah, I thought the deck was pretty good. It was pretty consistent and solid. And speaking of playing Jeff was also playing a different color than he normally does, I think.
Sure was.
Please tell us about your deck, what you're trying to do with it, and all that stuff.
So I played my mortal enemy,
Mm-hmm.
Mono Water. One of my buddies, Akash Gopati, made second place at one of the Australian state championships. I don't know which state. I don't know anything about Australia. But he did really well with it. I'm super proud of him. And so I ran his list card for card, except I was short 1 Minwu, which is pretty important to the deck.
Yeah.
But
A little bit, yeah.
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I still had 1 Minwu, and I still got it a lot of times when it was relevant, so that was strong. So the deck, what it wanted to do was, of course, the normal mono water things. It's got Lena, a few targets, Porum, Knight, and Garnet. It's got the Layla Viking and the Cloud of Darkness, of course. But it's also running Cecil, Rosa, who together with the Minwu create an almost impossible to deal with board, at least through pure damage.
Right. Which Garnet were you running? The 2-drop one?
2-drop one, yep. Man, let me tell you, I completely underestimated how good Rosa's party attack ability is.
Oh, Rosa's
until
great.
playing this deck, and you're just like, all right, Rosa parties with a Viking. Rosa parties with another Viking. Rosa parties with Layla. It's just,
It's really good.
it's gross. Yeah, and then they block, and you're just like, okay, prevent the next 4K damage to Rosa, and then Rosa prevents another K damage, and you have to overkill stuff by like 5K in it. It's crazy. It's so good.
Yeah, it was really good. I was actually playing you a couple of times against it. I was playing my Earthwind variant, and I had a very difficult time. I've never faced that Rosa until I was playing you, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot she gets -1,000.
Oh yeah, she's brutal.
Yeah, so it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and then you've also got a one of Porum and a few Cagnazos, so you're able to get Cecil online, his plus 2K and his Brave on pretty not reliably, but a decent amount of the time. And a 10K Brave is strong, is tough, especially one that really protects your other guys. So it was a lot of fun to play. I have not enjoyed playing Mono Water in the past, but this one, Cash, you got a great deck.
What do you normally not like about Mono Water?
You.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Andrew is 80% water or something like that, right?
I don't know. I just
I cannot deny the facts. So
the deck just doesn't gel with me. I don't know what it is. I don't.
It's the Layla Viking.
There's something. No, I love Layla Viking. There's just something about the deck that I feel like I just don't grasp. I guess I don't know. I'm not able to pilot it well usually.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair. Andrew, what were you running today? I did not get to see your deck at all.
I did not do great. I was playing an old deck that I've been playing for quite a while, since like Opus 4, with a little bit of updates, called Knight and Squire.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's a combo deck where you run Opus 4 Ramza, who can activate if a guy dies, and then he can tap to give something haste or give +1. Then I run like the Opus 2 Palums, the 1-drops, and basically when they hit, I can sack them to search for another one, and I can use that with Ramza to keep giving them haste and kind of do a combo where I do like a lot of points of damage in one turn to my opponent, and then play very aggressive stuff after that makes them can't block or taps things down just to get my combo through. And it was okay. It was okay. I didn't do well tonight, so it was all right. I should have maybe played something better.
Okay.
I feel like that deck gets a lot worse when your opponent knows it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
by a lot.
Yeah.
Because once they realize what I'm trying to do, they can just like overcommit just to remove Ramza. And even if they have no hand left after that, they're like, well, that's fine. I have position and you don't. And your cards are just weak by themselves.
So I honestly think those kind of decks would be really, really good in the 2-deck formats that National is going to have. I mean, you're going to be doing Swiss, the first time, and then it's going to be a 2-deck format, right? Yeah, once they cut to top.
Isn't it 2-deck the whole time?
Pure 2-deck until you make losers final or losers top 32.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that how that was going to be working?
Yep.
How is it 2-deck all the time? Is it best of 3 continuously? It can't be.
Yeah, it's best of 3 for the first day.
Oh, it's just best of 3 for everything?
You have to win once with the
right, you have to,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping the deck would perform better because it's really aggressive, and there's a lot of like 4-color good stuff happening, and they kind of want time to build up a bit. So I was hoping that being aggressive, I could just push through, but it didn't really work out like I thought it would.
I mean, if you hit a Gabranth or like a Star Sybil, you kind of lose. Like they'll just grab a Vayne.
No,
right?
This is a different deck. I don't need to have that many forwards in play. The problem is they just play so many things that have good value that it just doesn't matter.
Well, they'll grab another card. That's pretty big too.
All right. So anyways, we are leading to the final season. We have Trill at the top, I believe, and then we're going to have Jeff in there. Peter's also going to be in there. Ryan. Andrew, you're up there still.
Yeah, I'm
guess.
like 3rd or 4th place right now.
Yeah, so it's a tight running. We're going to have double XP, so everyone is actually in the running. It's going to kind of depend on who wins. But definitely first place of the season is going to get their name on the plaque.
Yep.
And they'll get $500 if they're going to nationals, if they want to utilize it. If not, it will get passed down. That is, what has been discussed is what will happen. It will get passed down. No one player can receive 2 prizes, obviously, right? If one gets passed down to you, you have to pass down your so second place would have to pass down their second place winnings to the third place. So it's 500, 200, 100. That is the prize pool. So I believe, Jeff, you will be going to nationals. We have Peter Kim who will also be going.
Yep.
Do we know anyone who actually will be going to like Dark Crystal? Rachel's not coming.
I looked at the list of invite of people who are registered for it, and there's no one that I know.
Okay. Yeah. Last minute I decided I would not go, and there was a reason for that.
I'm just so intimidating.
That's what it is.
It's true. You know, I'm not even going to face you in the Dark Crystal Cup. But yes, it was so intimidating that your presence will be there somewhere nearby in L.A.
Jeff's just going to be in L.A. judging me the whole time.
I just
judgy bastard.
Even if he's not in the room, I can just feel his eyes boring into me.
But anyways, we'll see how that works out. I'm sure other prizes will be given out and such if it doesn't work out. But we're super excited. These like Jeff and Peter will be sponsored to go. They'll be wearing Geeky Villain stuff, Geeky Villain mats, and I think that's it, pretty much.
Geeky Villain sunglasses.
Geeky Villain sunglasses. Just you have to paint your face with the Geeky Villain logo.
Oh yeah, great.
That's also a requirement apparently.
Yeah.
And you have to get a tattoo. That's also a requirement. Not paid by Geeky Villain.
So I mean, the tattoo is going to cost more than the sponsorship.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, wait, how big does it have to be?
So it has to be.
Oh, it's just a birthmark, baby. Don't worry about it.
It has to be the actual size of your face.
Oh,
and
wow.
it has to be right here, or you can have it go layered across your shoulder.
It could also be on their face.
On their faces also.
Yeah. Do I still have to wear the face paint then?
Then you don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll
take that trade-off. I'll take that trade-off.
Choices. You get 'em.
Choices. You get them.
Wait, does it go in reverse if I wear the face paint? I don't have to get the tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We got it. Okay. All right. We got it.
Confirmation right here. So anyways, today was actually another unique experience. It was for the first time we had used the Square Enix ticketing system. It's a little bit different than what we were used to. Long time ago, we used to do just names. You just type in your names. The TO would type in their names and all that stuff, and then they changed it to player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you would just add players. Now, each player should go register and create their own account and create tickets, and you would give your name and your username and your ticket ID to the TO, and the TO will put that in and to get this started. It's a unique, different system. How does everyone feel about it?
I feel so far fine about it. It doesn't seem to affect me as a player too much. I have to register as I have to get a Square Enix account, but that's not that big a deal. Most of us, I'm sure, have them already. Probably played like 11 or 14 or something. So it's not that big a deal as on my end as a player. How was it as a tournament organizer? Did it feel weird, or because it's kind of mostly on you on that one?
Well, I mean, I didn't organize the tournament. I was mostly commentating. But the one thing that I ended up inputting, the scores, right? It was annoying is, like, I don't know your usernames. Like, imagine if there's like 40 players.
If there's a lot, okay, that
like,
could be.
Yeah. Everyone's using weird usernames. Like, you got, what's your username?
It's pronounced errant. It's pronounced
Arian?
Like errant. It's like heir to the like heir to the empire.
Okay.
Heir, and then
Okay.
just ant.
Okay.
A-N-T.
All right. What's yours? What's
Viridian.
Huh?
Viridian.
Like the Viridian Forest?
Like
Yeah.
the color green.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Viridian Forest. No, it's Pokemon. We're geeks. Come on. And then what is yours?
It's a secret.
Yeah, this guy. Anyways, it's very interesting. He obviously doesn't want to.
Let me just say that having been on the internet before, this system is rife for abuse. If you get to just input whatever you want as your username, I mean, surely you've seen a username online somewhere that violates some terms of service or whatever. But we don't have terms
don't
of
have that right
service
now, yeah.
that I'm in violation of. So we'll see how long it takes me to get in trouble, because I deserve it. Let me tell you.
So his is a little bit unique. So it was a little bit hard to keep track of. You were screaming out usernames at that point when I was doing it. Like, hey, Arian, you got first.
Errant.
I do like the fact that
Errant.
Is it Curran?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Brother. Well, what were you saying, Ryan? Sorry.
I do like the fact if you're before, you got randomly assigned a number, so it would change every time.
Yeah.
But at least now, you'll probably
Yeah,
stay
so
a
at least there's
consistent username.
consistency. That's
Right.
nice.
Yeah,
Not
that
have
part's
to
good.
memorize a new number every time. Not wait to sign up until 68 people have signed up ahead of you.
Also, one good thing is now there's usernames attached to it. So maybe they'll be doing some data. They'll be holding on to these data, how you're doing in tournaments, and
Yeah, so hopefully this provides for a record of.
yeah, record keeping and such. I hope they're doing something with that.
Particularly, I'm hoping for a record of infractions. That would be nice.
That part's good.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for a leaderboard. I really like that idea. Like
like the Europeans have one. That's fun. Yeah,
A leaderboard would be really nice. Another thing, I kind of, so I've been part of been watching how Pokemon kind of runs, and they have league challenges, league cups, and stuff like that, and you get points where that, depending on how many points you get, you can get into, like the regionals or worlds and stuff like that. And I believe Magic also is like that.
Magic
right?
has a Planeswalker points system.
Right, you get points to get into worlds. And I kind of wish Final Fantasy is moving towards that route to a certain degree.
Well, we've got the tools for it now.
Yeah.
They have player names now.
Yeah. So hopefully it's a move in the right direction, a good direction, positive direction. And I hope it'll be a quick turnaround time. Sometimes, their progress is a little bit slow, but I hope this one will be a quick.
This is sort of in the way that it's been handled in Japan up until now, where they all have pseudonyms that are not their real names. Sometimes they're based on their real names, but if you ever look at tournament standings for Japanese tournaments, you'll see players like Hikonyan and Kaka and Sid, and those are not their names.
They're actual
names.
It'll be good. I hope so.
What was Jared Wallace's?
Eureka.
Yeah, Eureka, and his was listed as that under FF decks even.
Someone claimed Eureka before he could get to it.
Oh no!
So now he's Eureka M, which originally his name was Eureka Minus. So
okay, that's fine.
That's okay.
Can you just imagine just sniping someone else's username? Like,
just go
great.
into Square Enix and start taking all these names that you think would be popular and start selling them online.
Like people pre-registering their characters in WoW Classic.
I'm gonna take one of your guys' just real name as my username now. There we go. No confusion.
Hi, I'm Ryan Chen.
Interesting enough. Yeah. I wanted to get into some spoilers. Some spoilers have been released, and I wanted to talk about some of the spoilers. I'm super excited. Some of these cards, like the Opus, this is going a little bit not of the Opus 10 cards, but the Opus 11 box was also revealed, and it was Tifa. Big Booby Tifa.
The best
doing
kind.
the guest. Yeah. Sure. And I think they also released some of the characters that was supposed to be coming out.
Yeah.
They announced there's going to be a Legend Sephiroth and a Legend Cloud with Opus 11.
Yeah, and so people were already really excited about that. People were on Facebook were saying like, "Hey, let's just skip 10 and go to 11."
Are those part of the? Are those the starter cards? Or
No,
those are
different?
not the starter cards.
Those
Okay,
are different.
not.
Yeah. So
And
there's also starter coming out that has Cloud and Sephiroth.
When
So,
7 remake happened, so I wasn't sure because that timeline matches up to be about that time.
Yeah.
So
Saw a Dark Kadaj that I'm excited for.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
awesome.
also- They also announced a new game mechanic, something to do with counters,
Yes.
which
yes.
we don't know anything about, but it's gonna
I
be
think
new.
that will be super awesome. I think it opens up a lot of things. Because previously, part of this game is that they wanted it to be that you only needed your deck to play. You needed nothing else.
Yeah.
And so introducing something like counters, I think makes things easier to keep track of. It would make something like Fordola's ability kind of easier to know what's going on with that.
You can just put the card underneath Fordola.
Well, yeah, in the future. You can't really do it with her now. Just the way it's worded is kind of weird. So it wouldn't work to put an actual counter on it that counts as a counter.
Let him have his point, Jeff. Just let him have it.
Jeff.
Just let him have it.
One of the things I like about Fordola is that you can just put the card underneath her.
And
then
that
there's
part
a
is fine.
tracking. Yeah.
That part is fine, but you can't
It's beautiful design.
put a real counter on it
Sure,
that counts
okay.
as a counter.
Here's one. So Cloud of Darkness, the starter Cloud of Darkness that we got is at the end of your turn, you remove one card from your top of your deck, right at the end of your turn. So this happened when I was practicing. I'm just playing with the starter decks. I ended up putting 10 cards under Cloud of Darkness, and that's just not fun. Right? Because you have to do it at the end of your turn every time. I ended up putting 10. So in that case, I do agree if we can put like a little dice on 10 and stuff like that would be better than just putting a card underneath. I'm just trying to help him out, Jeff. All right.
So
I see. All
let-
right.
my point here.
You've chosen your side.
But my point here is that because now there's other things that you need to play the game rather than just your deck, this kind of opens up design space because then you can do things like grab a card from outside the game, or you can do things like that. It opens up a lot of design space that wasn't there previously.
Yeah, I think it's good. Counters would be a good addition, I believe.
I'm interested to see how they work, how they do them. It'll be cool.
Yeah. Anyways, on to the card. There was the card of the week that was released.
Folka.
RB released the card and talked about it in detail of what that card does. We're going to have it on the screen. And Andrew, you're searching for it, so you can read that for us if you can.
Well, I haven't found it, but I do remember what it does. So
yeah, I mean, it comes down, you discard water summons, and it does 3 things pretty much, right?
It is a water forward named Folka, 3 CP 7K. Discard a water summon, and then you can either make Folka be untargetable by summons or abilities. Oh, click on the draw.
Sexy.
Or
Damn,
you can
I was
choose 1
gonna-
forward and 1 backup, activate them. Or you can choose 1 forward of cost 4 or less opponent controls and return it to its owner's hand.
So it is FF Brave Expius,
Yep.
and it what's the title of it?
What's the job title?
Sworn 6 of Palladia.
So it will never matter.
Yes.
Yeah, it will never matter. So the job title will never matter, but it is a forward. It is FFBE, and the art is really amazing. It is a mono art, and we're probably gonna post it. Edward, please post it. So yeah. So what do we all think about this card?
I think this card is amazing. It has like pseudo enter the board. Like you play it, and you can like play a summon or do one of the actions by discarding a summon. Water naturally has a bunch of burst summons that they run in their deck, like Famfrit, the Shrinking Leviathan, Bounce Leviathan, the 4-cost Cuckoo Lane.
Bismarck,
So like it'll always like those cards are always useful. You're not making your deck worse by running those cards. You put in this card, and then with like Rosa and like Cecil, combat just becomes very difficult for the opponent.
Yeah, I think it's really good. The first thing I thought about it, because of the bounce mechanic, I thought about the 4-drop Zidane also might be a good partnership with it, with all the bounce that you can do. Because this one will be technically an ability bounce, right?
Yeah,
It's
yes.
not a
Yes, an
summon.
ability.
So depending on what your opponent is running, you can use it as an ability, or you can bounce it as a summon or an ability. Gives more options to continuously bounce instead of relying on the Leviathans to get the bounce in there.
it allows you to play that Leviathan pretty much for free.
Yeah.
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 And you can like shut off like a Viking or a Magus Sister, so you can swing in, and now their thing doesn't have its ability of just staying on board and getting a free block in.
Yeah, I think it's.
And it helps you run more conditional water summons that maybe aren't good in every situation, but might be helpful in a specific matchup. It gives you another out for if you draw them and they're bad.
Yeah. I think like Fairy might be one of those cards that.
I mean, there was a mono water deck that I saw at the Crystal Cup that was like specifically teched against ice. It ran like Quinnas, Fairies,
That
anti-ice.
bastard. I've always known Quinna was real good.
All right. Do we have any other cards that we wanted to talk about? There was
We can talk about Caius.
There is
Caius. Caius is pretty interesting also. Looks
4-drop 9K. When it comes into play, you may play a character of cost 3 or less from your hand without paying its cost. And when Caius dies, you must sacrifice another character.
Yep.
Yeah.
That just it? Just period there?
I believe so.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 4-drop 9K.
It's a 4-drop 9K. If it
Guardian
breaks,
of the Cirrus.
I think that doesn't matter. Also,
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
Please make some
Some jobs that
jobs
matter.
that matter. Anyways, RB actually on the post when she was talking about this actually made a good statement. Said if you use the 5-drop Una, it bypasses the whole you have to break something.
It sure does.
Yep.
So that's actually really good if you do fire water and play the 5-drop Una. This is a very good 4-drop 9K.
Yeah, because when it goes to die, you can just remove it with your own Una.
You could do the same with Enuo if you want to play bad cards.
Oh.
That is true. Hey,
Mhm.
it's at least a 9K forward, so,
Yeah.
play a 3-cost searcher in that, you feel pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Caius and Viking, because when Caius comes down, 3 drops, right? So Viking is a good target.
Caius into Shulk feels
Shulk.
real good.
Caius into
really
Hero Zidane.
Yeah.
Just really, there's lots of cards at this card.
Yeah, there's like Y'shtola can be, played down also from it. A lot of 3 drops. There's a lot of good 3 drops out there. That's why, like, the Vaughn, today, John Galron was playing the 6-drop Vaughn from the Stars set, that reveals 3, and his targets were Vivi, Y'shtola, Zidane,
Balfour,
Adele,
Bart's.
Adele,
Legend
Bart's.
Opus 3 Bart's.
Yeah, Opus 3 Bart's. There's a lot of good 3 drops that you can put in there and have it work really well.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that card as well.
I just realized if you play the Y'shtola off of the Caius, when Caius dies, you can counter the trigger with Y'shtola, and then you don't have to put a character into your break zone.
Hey, that's tech.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I don't know. That feels bad a little bit. I don't know.
That's pretty much just sacrificing your soul to the ability.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's the same
but
thing.
it's countered.
It's countered.
Yeah.
Right.
Way better.
Okay.
You just stare your opponent in the eye the whole time you're doing it.
I'm in control of this.
Yeah, I did this. You done?
I would
never
do it.
done, but we should continue.
Okay. All right. So there were some spoilers and stuff, but we have 2 people who went to the Earth Crystal Cup here. One person did really well and made it to day 2, and another person did really well, but just happened to scrub out and not do well.
Disappoint us all.
Yeah.
Disappoint us
A lot
all.
of disappointment.
I'm the greatest.
But it's okay. Because at the end, this guy's going to nationals and this guy isn't.
That's true.
So
He didn't need to prove anything, Ryan.
Also, he earned it fair. Like, he top 4'd at a Crystal Cup.
yeah,
That's true.
Yep.
Some of these people who qualified off this one, like, it passed all the way down to 11, I think.
really.
10 or 11.
10 or 11.
Yeah,
wow,
I
it
think
went down
11.
that much.
Yes.
Was it that
Mhm.
much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
we had a conversation with the 10th place guy, Ben Parrott, after we went to eat at the same place after the event was cut to top 8. And like the top 8 hadn't even started yet, and he had his invite.
To Nats?
Yeah.
Because it got
Yeah.
passed down so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, Ryan, so if you just a little
My draft deck was pretty bad for
Yeah.
day 2.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was.
that's,
But anyways, Ryan did really well. He got 14th overall, so congratulations. That's actually quite the feat, because if 11th got a pass down for nationals,
Yeah.
I mean, you were like
You were right there.
super
Yeah.
close, man.
Out of 113 players,
yeah,
Yeah.
great job.
mad props.
So tell us about. So I'm gonna shut up and let you guys talk about the Earth Crystal Cup. Tell us about it. You want to know. A lot of people obviously here weren't there,
Yeah.
so we definitely want to know. Tell us.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but Arizona is hot.
that's true.
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
And I'm not a man who likes heat. Anyways, on to the actual tournament. It was great. It's always a pleasure when a large tournament like this has absolutely no drama. Everything ran super smoothly. The head judge, Mike Griffin, did a top-notch job.
The store, like, ran it super well. Every round was
Oh,
announced.
yeah, the store was
They gave
was great.
everyone, like, a cutout with their number on it, so, like, you don't forget your number,
Yeah.
which was really helpful.
What was her name?
That's really
Cassandra
nice.
Zink.
Yeah.
She was just top-notch, just running around, just really, really helping out and everything. As for the tournament itself, all the players that I talked with were excellent.
Yeah. Everyone was super nice.
It was it felt a little tougher than the Water Crystal Cup that I went to. I think that I don't know if people just had a better grasp of this meta or what, but I feel like the level of competition was really high there. It was it was really nice to.
How many people were actually locals at Arizona?
Oh, locals, I don't.
Yeah, shut up. Shut up. Do you happen to know? Because I feel like Arizona, when I hear that, I was like, I feel like there's probably not like a huge following there. And so a lot of the people must have had to flown in.
I think I played against 3 or 4 locals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Out
there's
of
a
like
decent
the,
amount.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so there is
Yeah.
a decent amount
I think,
probably.
like, one of the top 8 was a local.
Nice.
So.
Good on them.
Okay.
Yeah, I would assume the competition might be harder just because either playing against people who are already qualified, so you just have high-level competition who've had a lot of time to practice the meta, or you're playing against people who really want it because this is the last Crystal Cup before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, most of my losses were against, like, I lost against Lyndon, who's a very good mono water player from Oregon. And then I lost to Colin Rupert, who was top 8. I think Kyle Peters, who was top 8, and
I
Gregory
think he has
Cole.
his words right. Colin
Yeah,
Rupert
so
has his
yeah.
words.
And then I lost to Gregory Cole.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
those are
those are
losses.
Yeah, those are high losses, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, well, I mean, that's great. Everything was ran well. Perfect. Who were the top 8? So give us the names so that we know that these people who may not know who are listening, so they can
All
know.
right.
So Matt Okamoto won it, winning his 3rd invite to Worlds this year alone.
Yay,
good job,
Matthew
man.
Okimoto.
Fucking
Stop
crushing it.
winning. Like, leave some out there for the rest of us. Anyways, congratulations, Matthew Okimoto. Second place, Emmanuel Onate?
I believe that is the guy from Arizona.
Okay, so that is actually a local
I
player.
think so.
Oh, wow, got second place, Emmanuel. He was running a water fire with
It
a
was
little bit
Zidane.
of
It was a
the
Firewater
well,
Zidane.
the Firewater Zidane. All right, and then third place, Sam Toole. Tuel.
I think it's just
I'm
pronounced
butchering
Tool.
your guys' name. I'm sorry. Kyle Peters came in 4th, and then the 5th is Colin Rupert. 6th is Kyle McGinney. 7th was Brian Liu, which I believe he also has an invite to nationals. I'm not sure about Worlds.
I don't know.
I know Brian Liu won a store championship.
Yeah,
not store
he definitely
champion.
won an LQ.
Store. Yeah, he won a local
Definitely
qualifier. So
qualified.
Well, at least 6 of these people had invites
yeah,
already.
and Daehee Lee
Deo,
also,
yeah.
I believe, also had
He
a
did not have an invite. I don't believe.
national invite. He did.
Oh, he did?
He won a local qualifier from what I know.
Okay.
I believe. So, anyways, looks like a lot of these people were top-notch players. Matthew Okimoto
Yeah.
winning his 3rd Crystal Cup. So he won half of the Crystal Cups, right?
No, 2. He
No.
also won Gen Con.
Which isn't a technical.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
A good amount of them.
good
though.
amount of
yeah.
them.
Yeah. A third.
Third.
2 out of 6.
Did pretty good.
Okay, Moto. You know.
Okay.
3 out of 9. 4 out of 12.
Listen, okay, you don't know numbers.
I'm,
Keep telling you that.
I'm pretty good at numbers.
All right. So finally, we got one last one that's kind of like a Crystal Cup, but kind of not. But they're calling it. It's Dark Crystal Cup. That's gonna be the last one, last chance qualifiers.
Yep.
Mhm.
And those are gonna be our final 4 spots to
Final
get into
4, yep.
nationals.
California Cup.
Yeah, there are a lot of them were California, I think.
A lot of California players
yeah.
going because it's just very close.
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah. So we look forward to it. We look forward to nationals that are coming up. I'm definitely going to be rooting for my boy here, Jeff Curran. Somewhat for Peter. Sorry, Peter.
I love you, Peter.
And I'm going to be rooting for Ray Chow as well.
Yep.
Just because you guys are from here. But I like Jeff, so I want Jeff to make it all the way.
Oh, I like me too.
Yeah, I know. I actually thought he was going to say I like you too.
Wow, for 1 second.
For one
you
split second,
believed.
I believed. So Ryan, you decided not to go to the
no.
Dark Crystal Cup and end
No.
it this season.
Yeah, I thought I did like pretty well at the last one, so I just
Mhm.
didn't want to like travel again.
Yeah.
Got lazy.
What
You
decks?
definitely got a finish you can be proud of.
What
Yeah.
decks were you guys playing at Arizona?
I was playing my Ice Earth deck, pretty much like standard, but Scale Toad, no flans.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's unfortunate your draft pool was so bad because I think your deck was well tuned to beat this meta. I think the 4-color good stuff, like 4 of them were in the top 8.
I
Yeah.
played one
think-
of them,
I
and
think
I
your
beat
deck,
it.
yeah, I
So
think your deck's
It was capable
good
of doing
against
it.
it.
Yeah.
So
Very good.
I think
What
you
about
might-
you, Jeff?
I played a different 4-color good stuff that was based around Agrius. I had a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that deck's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, all right. So everyone had fun. We're coming to a close for Final Fantasy for this season. I hope the best of luck to everyone who will be going to nationals and Dark Crystal Cup,
Yep.
and everything. So
We're counting on you guys, okay?
yeah.
Jeff C, Peter Kim, Ray Chow, top 3. Let's go, baby.
You know it. You know it.
Yeah, and make it to Worlds. I really hope one of you guys make it to Worlds, man.
That'd be nice,
That'd be really nice.
Get some Washington representation there.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
one thing I want to say
Get to go
about like
back down to L.A. Yeah.
one thing I want to say about like Washington, like playing here is like it's super great. All the people are like very supportive. Like when I was playing throughout day 2, you know, a lot of different people were texting me like, you know, as checking the status, like how I was doing. So I had like the Smith brothers, Andrew, Steve, and like everyone else here. So
I'm telling you, do better.
it's pretty
Like,
awesome.
I'm doing better. I'm doing the best.
Yeah, I was super proud of Steve. What? I was talking with Steve Bambick. I was talking. It got confused.
Yourself.
I'm proud of myself. Yeah, I was talking with Steven Bambick, checking in to see how the guys were doing. He was telling me that Ryan made it into day 2. I was super proud and I was super happy for him.
Good job, man.
Thanks.
I remember Ryan he came in and he's been doing super well locally and stuff, and he's been showing up on the regional level
Moved
and
off
stuff.
Chocobos.
Yeah.
I think what's
he first started with Chocobo cards, Chocobo decks and stuff like that.
I think what's impressive about Ryan too is not only does he play good decks really well, but even times when we've like drafted and he's just ended up with a total shit pile, he's still done like really well. Like the last pre-release we did, your deck was terrible and you went 5-0 with it.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's called being a good player.
I don't know how you got I don't know how you got a single win in the top 32 with that draft deck. I'll be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
Good job, man.
yay, Ryan Chen, we love you. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for joining us live from MIdgar. This has been Steve,
Jeff,
Andrew.
And Ryan.
All right, bye.